Hey guys, it's SummerShadow001, back at it again with the video games, and back at it again with Destiny 2. Now, I'm making this quick video for you guys. Um, as you know, Renegades comes out in about 4 days, so, there's a lot of stuff going around. Obviously, there are people putting out their impressions who got to play it early, and stuff like that. I obviously am not one of those people. I just want to say where my headspace is at with Destiny currently. And I know I had told people way back that I was done after the episodes, and I was, but I decided to jump back in. I played Edge of Fate, and I definitely understand why the sentiment is so low. Personally, I loved the story. I thought the campaign was really, really good. And I think a lot of people feel the same way. But what I've said before, and I've said it to many people when I was having conversations about, despite Edge of Fate's story being great, why is everyone not in a good place on the game? And I had said that, and I truly believe this, Edge of Fate is like Lightfall. And now when you hear that, people are going to be like, oh, so, terrible. No. And what I mean by it's like Lightfall is actually, I would say it's more like the inverse or the other side of the coin. When Lightfall launched, it had a pretty bad campaign. All things considered, it was a bad campaign. But the sandbox was probably the best it had ever been at that point. The introduction of Strand, the weapons, everything like that, that was fun. The gameplay was fun, but the story was lacking. With Edge of Fate, it's the opposite. The story was very well done. In fact, I would say, if purely on story, I would say it's probably a top 5 of all of the ones we've had. But the game isn't fun to play. The gameplay suffered severely, I think, with the new leveling changes, the grinding changes, the stat changes. There was so much that I think worked against them. I'm all for the stats. That's fine. I get that it gives people more of an opportunity to build craft. I personally don't like it. There's bits of it that I don't like. I'm fine with the mobility, the intellect, all of that. It's more stuff like weapons. I don't like that to do more damage. It relies on a stat. I just don't like that. I don't appreciate that. But obviously there was stuff with the destination abilities on Kepler and people having issues with that and finding it not fun. And I agree. I felt like it got old very fast. Yeah. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, despite Edge of Fate being an inverse of Lightfall, I would say they both lead to the same result. You can't have a great story and a bad sandbox, or vice versa with Lightfall, and expect that to work. There needs to be a very good balance. And my hope for Renegades is that we're moving the needle in that direction. I want a good story with Renegades. It's definitely a story I was more interested in when it was initially announced than Edge of Fate. But I need it to be a good story, and I need it to be fun. I don't need anything to wow me. I don't need it to blow my mind in terms of gameplay. I don't really care about that as long as it's better. That's really all I want. And I get some people who are disillusioned with the game. They want something to wow them. They want something new. And I completely understand that. And listen, I want something new too. I'm not saying we need a whole new subclass. I would say, honestly, for me personally, give me more stasis and strand supers and I'm happy. Because that's something new. That's something different that could shake up the stuff. I don't need a whole new subclass. I don't need that. I can wait on that for as long as possible. But my hope for Renegades is that we get this good balance between a good story and good gameplay, and then not have to worry about it. Because remember, this isn't dropping with a raid, and that's a big hit against it already. It's dropping with a dungeon. So I'm hoping that we get that. And apparently, from what I've been hearing with a lot of people who were talking about going to Bungie, they had said, like, they are aware. They're not, denying that the game is in a bad place. They understand it. In fact, they invited somebody who they knew had been disillusioned with the game for years because of that, because they wanted to know how they could appeal to the people who did leave, whether it was years ago or recently, and what they would like to see more. And I really appreciate that Bungie is doing that. I think that's a good thing. The Vidoc came out, and the Vidoc looks very interesting. I am, especially on the story aspect of it, I'm very interesting. I just don't want a repeat of Edge of Fate, where it's a great story, but the gameplay just isn't fun. It isn't what it should be. And like I said, they're moving stuff back more into the direction that I think it should be. But, that's going to take a while. I don't know if it will bring people back. Could it save Destiny? I don't know. Apparently there's rumors going on that there's Destiny 3 in early development. I don't know if that's true whatsoever. But yeah, my hope, that's my hopes, is that it's a good balance. That's all I need. That's all I need. Now, this is something completely different that hasn't to do with this, but I am working on a video. It's almost done. I'm hoping to have it out December 1st. If not then like the day that Renegades comes out. But I'm working on a video that tells the whole story. So of our Guardians. So from Destiny 1 through Edge of Fate and Ash and Iron, because there's no big finale coming for that. So I know that's it. That's all we got. So I wrote it all, recorded it all, have the footage. It's quite literally just editing now. So I'm going to work day and night to get that out, and I'm hoping to get that out by the 1st. So that way there's a complete comprehensive story. It is going to be kind of long. It's not nearly as long as the original planned Light and Darkness Saga videos I was going to do. I think if I had combined all of those together, that would have been like a 5 to 6 hour video. This is more like 2.5. So it's a movie length, but I really had to cut stuff down, keep it quick. And I think I did achieve that, but there's just so much in the game that it's going to be a long video anyway. So it's going to be about 2.5 hours long. So not too crazy. You can watch it in parts. I'll put stuff in the thing, but hopefully I'll have that out for you guys on the 1st. So that'll be the next big thing you expect from me. I'll probably stream Renegades on Tuesday, but most likely won't be until nighttime for me because, I got work. But yeah, so I'll definitely see if I can get that going. I know I tried streaming Dispatch and there was an audio issue. There was no audio at all, and I took that down. Hopefully I have that fixed. I'll probably do a couple tests that you might see posted sporadically, making sure that audio is going through. But yeah, that is the plan. That's what's going to be happening. So I just wanted to make this quick video and let you guys know that that's happening, and how my headspace going into Renegades and what we're going to be seeing. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, and apagando las luces.